So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. We really appreciate. We'll start shortly. We'll take a couple of more minutes and then we start the session. Meanwhile, I hope you can hear any my voice. You can also, if you have any questions, you can put those questions in the chat box as well. Good morning, Jagan. Good morning, Vineet. Good morning, Tariq. Good morning, Ali Varni. Good morning, Jisan. Good morning, Jagan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. We take one more minute and then we will in 1 minute. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I appreciate that. Good morning. We take 30 more seconds. We start the class. Good morning, Saloni. Good morning, Effie. Okay. So thank you all. And so as we start the session, I want to recap certain structure, and I want to also mention certain other points which are important for the class. So we call it a class protocol. And in the class protocol, so I would like to mention certain things what this class is about. So this class basically is referring and talking to SAP MM module plus warehouse management module plus logistic execution module plus SAP S/4HANA. So we will be, this class include all those people. Okay. And so that is basically the overall our structure is. Okay. Now there are a few other things which I would like you to make note of it. The first is basically about the notes. So I usually use this OneNote, and in every class I mention this to people all the time. If you go back here, search, if you go OneNote is there. Okay. Now why OneNote? What is the reason for OneNote? The reason for OneNote is because it is on the cloud. And because it is on cloud, therefore, it is better for the people to look at OneNote. And so basically, uh, and you can access those notes anywhere in the world, because we are all grow up with using paper note, which is fantastic. But today we will I will strongly recommend to use OneNote, because you can access those notes anywhere. Okay. Other things as well. So an announcement, which is every class is video recorded. This class is video recorded. All future classes would be video recorded, and class video will be provided after the class. Video conversion take few minutes. It take few hours. So it can be sent same day, or it might take little longer. Now, couple of that, but latest by Monday morning, they will reach to you. Okay. And if you have not, then email us. Okay. And sometimes email goes into spam, and if you don't get it, then email us, because this is a common problem. Sometimes email goes into the email box, and that become an issue. Make folder in your email. So like in a Gmail and all that, for all the videos, all the training material and all that which you are sending, make sure that you're making a video. That will be very helpful. So make video. You can ask question during class anytime. Class happens in 9:30 EST. So that is the time for class, and based upon wherever you are, and the class would be as per your time wherever you guys are. So, for example, if you are in India, so this would be your time would be 8 o'clock. And homework. So in every class, we will be doing exercise. Now, this is not theory class. No, there will be some theory too, but primarily we will be doing many exercises. In every class, I will be doing exercises. So every student must follow them, watch videos, and send those exercises to me as homework. No screenshot is needed, just the transaction numbers. Like purchase requisition, purchase order, etc. can be sent. That is what this basically means. And the question hour, now this is another very important announcement. Means I've been doing in SAP and working in SAP for many years, but and so basically we can define that this training is I'm available to you all 24, all 7 days. I don't work dedicated to you. So I work for many years, but now only thing I do, I make myself available to my students, support my students. So you can email me, you can WhatsApp me. This is my email address, dsad@mythinkty.com. This is my phone number, 973-885-7245. This is a US number. So if you are calling me from outside of US, use WhatsApp, because this number is also there on WhatsApp as well. And this is my other team members and colleagues information, like Nupur, Ashu, and Asif, and you are very welcome to make a note of there also. So when we are needing, and okay. Okay. So that is basically and we have here, and then this is my email addresses of my different colleagues. So when you have any problem, send email to all of us. Okay. And this is my in Monday to Friday, you can call me, and even Saturday, Sunday, if you need me on Saturday, Sunday, and then you can call me Saturday, Sunday also. Now, one other thing which is very important, learning is always require a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. You're learning SAP or you're learning whatever. In a high school, when you're learning your algebra or trigonometry, you have to work days and weeks and months to understand it. That is the nature of the learning is. So do not anticipate and expect that when you are in SAP, you will learn in few days. That is why the class is for 10 weeks. So initial multiple weeks is very important because you will be lost in paradise. And this happens. And this is okay. This is normal. If you are struggling, it's fine. You have to practice and practice and practice and read and read. And then you get it. That is the nature. Okay. Now there are a couple of websites. So there is my channel. This is my YouTube channel. You are very welcome to subscribe. Please do. And here we have different courses. I'm doing different videos. So I have all these different videos which I've done here. So you're very welcome. Okay. 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 These are all different videos which I've created here. And then you're very welcome to subscribe to the channel. Now, this is our website. So this is www.mythinktree.com. And here, if you want to see the course detail and all that, so if you go to live courses, and so here in the live courses, we can check, and then we can define here, and that if you want to go to SAP MM plus WM plus S4HANA, if you view course detail, and then you can see that. Okay. So here we have the course detail, which we have put in here. Okay. So now what I've also done is, for example, if you want to use SAP, so over the period of time, I've got questions, and then people can watch these questions, and people can also read those questions, and they are very helpful questions from the interview perspective. Then we go to training support, and here I put like SAP MM tables and SD tables. These are the different transactions where I put different transactions like MM transaction, WM transactions, and all that. So I put different transactions here. So if people want to get a list of different transactions and what does these transactions do, so what I've done is, for the betterment of my students, bunch of transactions and various transactions which are there, what these transactions are, etc., etc. Then here we also have I've also created various other advanced topics. In advanced topics, people wanted to know, and a couple of other things where we can create advanced topics, so like what is EDI, which is electronic data interchange. We can also, and then we can also have here something coming to the picture, and then we have here created the video on IDOC processing as well. We have SAP EDI processes. How do you do testing? How do you do USEX and baddies? How do we do ETL, which is electronic data interchange? And okay. And okay. Okay. So that basically means we can also define, and I put in all that here. And then what is the solution manager? What is the SAP Fury? What are the different methodologies? I've also created a different overview of different modules. I've created different blogs and different videos. which I have available on channel. Okay, so you are, can go to website. If you do not fail, you are not even trying. So if you're not failing, you're not trying. If you're failing, there's a good news. Failing is good. That basically means you're making try. Keep trying and try and try and keep trying. You will be successful. Brief bio. I'm doing SAP since many, many years. I'm a US citizen. In 2001, I worked with the IBM, Accenture, and Capgemini. As I mentioned, I don't do any full-time job and all that. After working for many, many years, I primarily focus on my students during training and after training. Now, in my course, um, this is the 6 main areas. This is the first, purchasing. Then after purchasing, we're going to do inventory management. Then we're going to do warehouse management. Then we're going to talk about the logistic execution. Then we're going to talk about the topic of consumption planning. And then we have various additional videos, the advanced topics, which include EDI, IDOC, use exit, BADI, BAPIs, and all that. So that is the flow. We will start from purchasing. So we will start today with the purchasing. That is the first PDF. So here, this is the purchasing, and you will get training material as well. So this is the first topic of purchasing, and we're going to do that. There's the first PDF. After that, the next PDF which we have is inventory management. So that is inventory management. And the third PDF which we have, which we're going to do, is a warehouse management, which will cover is a planning, conservation plan. And then there are many other topics and areas as well, which we're going to cover. The first is purchasing. That is our first topic. We'll start from purchasing. Okay. A student will have access to 1 year. Material, they go to purchasing, and then purchasing go to supplier. So module is a coherent part of end-to-end supply chain management, is part of inbound supply chain management, which integrate with the suppliers, integrate with the production, integrate with the sales, integrate with the distribution, integrate with various other functions. Okay. And then here we have also, if you look at this picture carefully, Now this picture is very powerful because in this picture, we see multi and flow of the demand. Now this is basically important slide. Now if you look at this slide, now this slide basically represents how all the different modules has been integrated and being used. This is the procurement cycle. This is also exercise we're going to do today. So here we have if you look at the top, this is called material requirement planning. So processes start with the planning, that we need a material. So module is start with the event that somewhere there is a need for a material. There's a need for a material that comes in material requirement planning. The need for the material check how much we have stock, how much is demand, how much is forecast. And then requirement of a material, that I need to buy this material, this quantity on this date. And when I have a requirement, then the requirement can be sufficed in two different methods: external procurement, internal procurement. Okay. So external procurement basically means taking care of your entire buying from outside. And that is why this is the first PDF, purchasing. Then we have internal procurement, that is the production. And once we create purchasing, the next thing which we have, we create a PO and we give that PO to a supplier. And then what happens? One fine morning, vendor comes and we supply the material and we do the good receipt. And then what happens? And if you see there's inventory management and there's warehouse management, they are two different things in SAP. They cannot be used interchangeably. So material comes in, we go receipt, and we keep in the warehouse. And then once we have material, then we can do sale. And then in the last, vendor says, okay, you ask this material, I supply this material to you, and now this is my invoice for it. And we submit the invoice. And then we go to integrate with accounting. Now look at this picture very carefully. This is the power of SAP. Look at very carefully. Now here you have your demand management, your forecasting, your planning, your stock, your inventory management, your warehouse management, your sales and invoicing, your finance. All functions are seamlessly integrated with one. Ability to integrate all these different functions in SAP's power. Of course, our focus in this PDF is for purchasing. We will also do requirement and planning. We will also do inventory management. We will also do warehouse management, and we will also do various accounting functions and processes as well. So we will be doing all those functions. Okay. Look at carefully. Now, what I want to do, I want to do this exercise. So I want to do our first exercise. End to end. This exercise, this flow. Now, in this exercise, what I want to do first, I want to create a material. So I need to have a material, and that is the transaction code MM01. MM01. And then is my voice coming to everyone clearly? Can you guys all hear me? So who we have on the phone today? So in the class today we have Ali Barani, Beneath, Harsida, Nevin, Rajesh, Saloni, Ashu, Jisan, Rakesh, Nupur, Uma. We also have perspective, and then we standard price and we put it $10. And this is the material. We make a note of the material. And then this is the save sign. So the top this is the save sign. And then we hit enter. And then we can create a material. This is the material. So now we can enter the material. Then here we have a purchase requisition. Now we go to the next step. How do we basically create a purchase requisition? And that is where we see that here, the purchase requisition, but the requirement. Now where the requirement come from? Requirement come from purchase requisition, that I need this material, this quantity. How do we do that? Understanding the flow. We are not doing any configuration today by design. So initial class and all that, I don't do any configuration and all that by design. Because I want people to understand the flow. Then here we have purchase requisition. Okay. And then in the purchase requisition, we can enter this is the purchase requisition transaction code ME51N. Okay. And then we have here, and this is where the purchase requisition come into the picture. Create purchase requisition. Now here we enter the material number. We can enter the quantity. How much material we need. In which plant we need. So we need 1,000. So we enter only 3 fields. Only 3. What are those 3 fields? Which material, which quantity, what plant. And the rest of data comes automatically. So here you see that the material group, X, quantity, what is the value of this item, any consignment if you buying, what is the source supply, so there is no this person, and then we save it. See the message in the document. So now purchase requisition go to purchasing department, and then they make a decision to create a purchase order. So here we have purchase order, and this is ME21N. So here we have a ME21N. So now we go to ME21N. This is purchase order. and then I can go to the Migo. This is the Guru receipt. Now look at carefully. Here we see the action is Guru receipt, and then we have reference of purchase order. We enter the PO number and PO number. So we enter the material. So now it copies everything. See, this material comes up. How much? 100 pieces. We are receiving in this plant 1000. We can enter store location 201. Okay. Material is coming with reference to this purchase order. Is coming from this vendor. Now system says, is everything is okay? And we say, yep, item okay. See the button here, item okay. And after item okay, we hit check button. So there is a check button here. Then check button gives me green light, and then we save it. See the message in the bottom. It says material document posted 49000279 material document. Now, what is material document? So when you receive any material, even any kind of good movement, system creates a record of it. And that material document is a record of the material being done. I want to see this material document. I want to verify material document. I want to verify accounting document. I want to stop it. What really happened? So we go back. And then we go to material document. And I want to display material document. So this is material document 49000. And then we hit enter. And system says that on this date, by this user, 100 pieces of this material in this plant, in this store location, against this PO came. There's movement. There's a movement type 101. 101 is a movement type. And then there is an accounting document. Now see, there's accounting document. Now in the accounting document, because inventory has value, so when you receive an inventory, then it also updates finance. This is the integration of MM and FI. So this accounting document is MM and finance module integration. These integrations are important part of our learning. What is this integration? It's a separate document. It is a document in finance. It says this document in this company code in this fiscal year, my inventory is debited for $1,000. Why $1,000? Why $1,000? Because we have 100 pieces, and for one piece is for $10. Okay, so that is basically we have a inventory transaction. That is what we have here. Okay, so we have a debit of inventory. This is accounting document. Now after that, what is next? We want to verify stocks. We got 100 pieces of this material. Now where is this material lying? Okay, so we can go to the verifying the stock, because this material should be there somewhere. And then we go back to, and then we go to here. Then we go to stock overview, and I can see stock MMB. Now I put in my material. If I got 100 pieces, it should show, yes, I have 100 pieces now. I have 100 pieces of this material in this store, in this plant, in this company. And it will show you by plant. It will show you by store location also. It's possible in one company you have multiple plants. It's possible that in one plant you have multiple store location. So it will show you inventory at your store, at your plant, and also at your company code, and also warehouse. We are not talking warehouse management today. That is a different organization unit. Okay, and you can see that also. So we saw that here. Now we will post logistic invoice verification. So the last step and next step is the vendor says, okay, you asked material. Now I want to do invoice verification. Vendor submit his invoice, and we verifying the invoice submitted by the vendor. Invoice verification. Vendor. invoice verification. And then here we have a, and then we see logistic invoice verification. If we go here, there's a Miro. And if we click on it, we can say this is incoming invoice. We select the date on this date. How much is amount in the invoice of vendor? Say $1,000. Okay. Then here we have a material document numbers. We select that here, hit enter. Okay. So now here we have right. So this amount is matching. See the green light, and then we save it. Now see here, document number created. So we created a invoice document. Now the next step and the last step of the cycle today. So what we did today. Now what is your exercise? What is your this end-to-end flow, which at least 5 to 10 times. So this is basically material. This is the PO we created. If I go to header here, if I go to status, system says ordered quantity 100, delivered still left 0, invoice 100. And then here we have a purchase order history. We create a PO. This go to receipt, number, quantity, invoice, and your homework is all of you has to log into SAP and then practice this end-to-end cycle multiple times. So you can get a feel of the system and you can get a flow of the system as well. Okay. And this is the introduction, purchasing, different about. Now we're going to discuss and talk about some of the definitions. In the definitions, look at this. This is called organization structure. Organization structure. Now let's make a note of it. What is organization structure? And that is our configuration. We have not done any class we will do. So in the first class, by design, we do any configuration. Organization